Welcome to Aimpoint Hunts the Globe 4. My name is Rob Fickling and I'm the presenter of the Australian hunting television series Beyond the Divide. Once again, I'll be the host on this trip where I join the team from Aimpoint, Sweden, made up of former world's strongest man Magnus Samuelsson, his brother Torbjorn Samuelsson, and Aimpoint's marketing director Erik Jepsen. This time we're across the Tasman in one of my favourite hunting playgrounds, New Zealand. And over the coming episodes, we'll be taking on an epic hunt for multiple species, covering big game, small game, and waterfowl across both the North and South Islands. Helping us out would be local guides Dave Ryan and Roger James, and our final episode has us back on the North Island stalking the challenging Sika deer.
So today we are here at the Namataya station, which is one of the biggest stations here in the Northern Island. We're here to hunt Sika today. And again, a new landscape, beautiful day. What do you think, Magnus?
Well, it's like you say, it's another beautiful day in New Zealand. We have this stunning scenery around us, and I just can't wait to get out looking for Sika.
Our party split up into two groups, and Magnus, together with head guide and owner Bruce, headed off to stalk some higher ground where they could glass into some gully heads. Bruce soon picked up on a good stag feeding through the tussock, and he urged Magnus to move in and capitalise on the early opportunity.
What can I say? I've been hunting here for some time now, and New Zealand is fantastic in all kinds of ways. The Sika hunt with the whole stalking and the glassing and this beautiful country is a beautiful experience, and I'm really glad I got to do it. We found a really nice stag, I think. We saw it for quite some time, and we were trying to fight the wind and find a way around to get into a very safe distance for shooting. Because that's the thing when you're hunting, you need to make a safe shot to prevent any wounded animals and stuff like that. And if something should go wrong anyway, then it's so good to have an aim point, because it's pretty easy to shoot on moving targets and be around bushes and things. So yeah, all in all, a very beautiful experience. So on this hunt I was shooting with a brand new SAKO 85 carbine wolf, combined with a Aimpoint Acro and the A-tec suppressor. This is a really beautiful setup. I really like it. You can adjust height and length. It's a perfect combination for hunts like this.
The next morning, after a magic, clear, cold start, Erik and Bruce set off in a new area looking for stags. Moving across some flats, they bumped into a small group of deer and played a fair game of cat and mouse, trying their hardest to not get busted. Up on a nearby open face was the prize they were after, but closing the distance was proving to be tough. Bruce tried calling to pull up the stag, but he wasn't interested, and the manica swallowed him up.
So super nice morning here, hunting Sika. A bit of a frost here in the morning. We had a really good stalk onto quite a big, nice bull. He came up into the valley. He was called in, and probably was closer than 40 meters. Couldn't see him, and then he ducked away, got away from us up to 240 meters. But a beautiful stag, a really good stalk this morning, perfect guiding. So super excited. Let's go for the next one.
Not to be deterred, the guys pushed on. With so much prime, free-range wilderness country to cover, it was only going to be a matter of time before more animals were located. Eric certainly had luck on his side and another good stag was seen, this time further out, moving across an open face and into cover.
After a long stalk, we saw him about a kilometer away. We've been stalking in here now for a long time. Just when we were going over the last hill, some hinds and another smaller buck saw us and they started running up. He stood up and had a look at us. And then finally started moving a little bit right for us and got into a clearing where I could get a good shot. Thanks to the Aimpoint 3x magnifier and the Aimpoint. All worked well. Got a good solid hit into the shoulder and it dropped immediately. Super excited, first Sika here in New Zealand. Really good.
Moving into the Manuka to where the stag was last seen, Eric found the Sika exactly where it had fallen, and he was rapt to have had the opportunity to take one of NZ's finest game species. For this stage of our trip, we sure had been blessed with perfect weather, and on our third day of the hunt, we were greeted with another magic North Island day. I'd been hunting with Torbjorn and guide Russell, and while we'd had a couple of encounters with promising stags, we hadn't been able to get a chance for a shot. We headed off to a new area to start glassing and picked up a great looking animal early, moving into cover.
Right, boss, we got a shooter down here, good stag. He's just fed, just behind the ridge. We've got those couple of hinds here. I think we'll sneak down here, go down this gut, up onto that ridge, and make a call once we get there. Hopefully he'll be in range. So. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, we'll go and give it a go, yeah. Right, I've got an 8-point stag sitting over here. It's about 200 metres away. We can't get any closer because there's another 4 or 5 deer just in front of us. Looks like he's bedded down, so we just got to wait for him to either stand up or these guys to move off so we can get closer for the old mate to sneak in and put a stalk in.
This stag was doing exactly what Sika are typically great at, and that is holding in the cover of the thick Manuka, but this time a flick of an antler had given him away. Russ decided to try a hind call to see if he could lure him out, and it worked a treat. As being just after the rut, stags can still be very interested in picking up a late cycling hind, and this guy was coming in hot. We waited anxiously as the stag kept charging in across open ground, hoping he'd keep it up and come into range. Torbjorn was at the ready, and when he pulled up at nearly 150 metres out, this was our chance.
Okay, so he's got me down now. I'm going to take him now.
I'm so happy for you, Torbjorn. What an awesome stalk, and a beautiful Sika stag down on the ground.
Yeah, we really worked for it today also, so I'm super excited about it.
And we've ended up, getting onto a big old animal that's a cull. Take us through what's a cull, mate.
So basically, he should have 8 points if he was a typical 8-point Sika stag. Sika generally a typical only grows 8 points, but he's missing a brow tail on here. That could have been either damaged when he was younger, or it's probably never grown.
It's really bladed out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's interesting. To one man it's a cull, to another man it's a unique trophy, but I think it's a brilliant trophy because of his age.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
I think it gives him personality.
Yeah.
How old do you reckon this guy would be with?
Oh, he'd probably be 7-8 years old.
Yeah.
Easy, like he's got no pedicles, so that's how you can determine their age. A young stag has long pedicles at the base where the antlers grow, and as you can see, he's got none. They're basically growing straight out of his skull. So,
and beautiful big mane on him, and this real light red ginger colour. He was lit up on that hill beside us. We caught him just as he came out in the sun from about 500 metres away, and then he disappeared when we had a few to wade out, and and got through them eventually to close down and just sit and wait. But then he busted us and you gave him a call.
Yep, and he was coming.
Wasn't he?
Really nice to see him also because he was like puffed up, like
Yeah.
a real boy.
Yeah, he was pretty proud of himself
Yeah.
coming down that hill. And 142 was the shot through the Aimpoint. That's no mean feat, mate. It just goes to show what you can achieve with these sights.
Yeah, and I must say also with this new Acro, especially on this at the Carbon Wolf now on the SAKO, is so balanced and nice to shoot with. So it does the trick.
Yeah. Well, fantastic result, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Job done.
Our epic NZ journey was now fast drawing to a close. Later that day, we celebrated the hunt, dining in style on fresh Sika backsteaks, which is undoubtedly some of the best tasting venison out there, and a fitting way to wrap up this trip.